All right, all right. Welcome back. We have another episode of Inspired by True Events Sports Podcast here. We got my good friends Phil and Kenny. How you guys doing today?
What up? Doing good.
How is life? How's your Monday been? Tuesday been? Um, for this week. It's early, but how's the week looking?
Eh, Under the weather so far, just a little nasally, but everything's been fine so far. Third straight loss for the Patriots, so things could be going better.
Phil's got the COVID. Phil's got the COVID.
Oh
Keep
no!
him away.
Don't put that juju on him. Don't do
Keep him
that.
away.
That's bad energy.
That's why we should be social distance in the podcast.
So
That's right.
I think the Pats got to win and you get better. I think the 3 losses got you.
Definitely.
He's got the Cam flu.
All right. So Phil, you got the recap for week 7. As far as the pick'ems, what took place and how far am I behind still?
So far at first place, Phil is Kenny at 14-7 because he felt cute this week and decided to give us some leeway.
Okay.
I'm second at 12-9, and then Lawrence, the NFC East of the pick'ems, at 6-14.
That's wild. That's wild.
And then for the highest picks, no one got it right. The Bucks got it, so that's the recap for the pick'ems.
Okay. All right.
Had to throw something in there at least.
Man, so far, like from all the games, what was your guys like highlight? It could have been your team, or another game that you saw that something that stood out or was really crazy this weekend.
Let's see. For me, we got it.
Go ahead, Phil.
For me, it'd probably be the Bucks game. It's just nice to see, one of the two people out of the Patriots do well. It's like seeing someone that you miss do well. You're happy for them, but at the same time, you miss them. So,
All right. Yeah, he played wonderful. I was watching that game. There's dots all over the field, man. Like he looked really good playing. So, what about you, Kenny?
What stood out to me was that Patriots game. I mean, I didn't expect them to win, but my goodness, I mean, like Tom Brady was that important to that team. Like I knew it was good, but my God, they can't get nothing going. Cam's not a bad quarterback, so I don't understand. Are the Niners that good, or did Tom Brady mean that much to that organization?
Yeah. And for me, I would have to say I've been kind of shitting on him for his Stadium Steers commercials. It was Baker Mayfield, seeing him go start the game 0-5, and then with a pick, and then go 22 for 23 to end the game on like a 30-yard strike as time expires, I believe. So like, I think that.
And
what?
The only incompletion was because he spiked the ball to stop the clock.
So
like that's wild.
Yeah, wow. So he's if he can do this, he ain't got my respect. He ain't got my respect yet. We don't get that twisted, but
you got to do it consistently.
No, not even consistently. If he shows up against the AFC North, then I'll be like, okay. But if he's not doing this against the Baltimore Ravens defense and the Steelers defense, it means nothing because you're gonna have to see them eventually. So
sidebar, he did that without OBJ.
Yeah, maybe that's.
I saw someone pose a question. They said, "Is OBJ the issue? Is he trying to maybe get the ball to him too much?" I don't know. I'm just saying it's worth talking about.
That is true. That is very true. And OBJ is definitely out for this season with a knee injury towards ACL. What do you guys think that means for his career going forward?
I mean, I told you guys how I felt about OBJ a couple weeks ago. I was off the OBJ train and never jumped on it. Yeah, so I think that now it's just he's going to be an afterthought. It's going to be like Gurley with the knee. Like Gurley's having a good year, but no one talks about him like that anymore.
Yeah, because I think with Odell, it was obviously his persona, who he was, and then you're in New York, in one of the biggest markets in sports, so. I think he highlighted that, but I don't think it was just from the catch though, but he was making plays like outside of that.
But it was the catch that did it, and you know it.
I don't know.
Back like
because he had solid seasons. He had over 1,000, 1,100.
Oh
After
yeah,
that,
he has solid seasons, but I'm just
yeah.
saying that catch is what people always went back to. But he can make a one-handed catch. Yeah, 90% of the league could too. That's why they're getting paid what they get paid.
It's a lot of their hands are like 5X
Right.
and those gloves too. That's a cheat code. Them gloves are very different than what is sold to the regular consumers. But going from there, let's get right into the pick'ems again. Um, this week is gonna be a really good week. I feel like the games are back to back again. Last week had a lot of good matchups. If you like sports betting, we're gonna get into that a little bit later. But but as far as the games we're gonna pick this week, we're looking at we got the Falcons and the Panthers, the Steelers and Ravens, 49ers and Seahawks, Bears and Saints, and then the Cowboys and Eagles. So it's a lot. I feel like it's a lot of good games, a lot of implications as far as what teams get sole possession of first place, get that big game where if it comes down to uh, 14-2 or 13-3, like the Ravens and Steelers might be, whoever wins this game is going to probably be the sole possession and probably be the number one seed and get that bye. So we're gonna start it off with Kenny. We're gonna start off with Thursday night, man. Thursday night, Falcons versus Panthers. I'm actually gonna be in Charlotte, so I was thinking about going to the game. I don't know if they got tickets left. They were only $100. It'd be nice to see McSee. McSee is supposed to come back if he practices today and tomorrow. If he doesn't, he does not come back. But I think regardless, I don't think it's gonna matter because the Falcons aren't that good anyway. But who do you think's gonna win that game, Kenny? Falcons,
Wow.
Panthers, Thursday night.
Dirty birds, baby. Dirty birds. We ain't losing. You kidding me? You kidding me? As long as we got more than a 6-point lead and give the other team the ball with a minute left with no timeouts, that's all we got to do is have more than a 6-point lead.
Hold on. That is a particular criteria that sounds like real difficult.
That sounds personal.
It sounds like my parlays.
Yeah, it just we find so many ways to lose that we got to win eventually. I think we found every way to lose this year. I'm not sure there's another way to lose anymore. So we have to win. We've got blown out. We've lost in a game that was close and then ran away from us. We've blown a huge lead. We blow a somewhat huge lead. We've lost on a last second play. We can't lose any other way. So we got to win now.
Missed field goal maybe, or maybe a blocked field goal.
Yeah, that probably would have happened if we'll talk about that later too.
Y'all lost every way possible so far this season.
Way.
I'm curious. What you think the score is going to be?
I mean, we put up points. Their defense is pretty good though, but probably going to be like I say 31-27.
Okay. Now let me ask you something. With I think a lot of people I don't know if people sleeping on them, but I feel like the Panthers receiving core is very dangerous.
Oh yeah, and our secondary is very garbage. But
I mean, you got DJ
Moore had fun against us.
Speed.
Yeah.
You have Curtis Samuel 4.4 speed, and Robbie is running he might be clocking that at a 4.2, 4.3. That's dangerous stuff, and they all catch the rock really well. So, I think it's gonna be a good game. For me, I think I'm gonna go with the Panthers on this one. I just think they're playing in Carolina. They're gonna be typically, I think, between the NFC South teams always typically split. So I think the Falcons will probably get the one when they're home. So
we already lost to them at home this year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Oh man. Oh, so they might sweep y'all. I don't know. So maybe I'm gonna still take the Panthers though. I'm gonna still take the Panthers. What about you, Phil? What you got for the Falcons Panthers game?
I'm probably gonna go with the Falcons as well because if Caffrey does come back, I feel like he's gonna be a little rusty off the bat. It's gonna take one game for him to get back to normal, and then he's going back to that fancy stud that everyone loves. But I feel like you can't guard Julio and Calvin Ridley. There's no one on that Panthers secondary that can, so they're probably gonna try to go off. So I'm gonna have the Falcons winning.
Historically, Julio goes off against them anyway. So
300.
300, 300 had that
Ask
man.
Luke Kuechly about that boy.
Had that
Whoop.
man. That man. Who's it? Ben Wiki or whatever.
Yeah,
his name
Ben
is?
Wiki. He got fired the next
He
day.
got fired. Had to relocate his family immediately. Like he owed a bookie money or something. That was crazy. But going from there, we're gonna get right into it, man. You already know the special place in my heart for the NFC trash, NFC least, the Cowboys and Eagles on Sunday night. First question: do y'all think this game should be played and viewed by multiple eyeballs on a prime time slot?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Oh, wait. Hear me out.
Okay.
Not on this particular channel. Like maybe Comedy Central, like one of those channels, sure, but not on NBC or Fox.
Man,
Plus, do we know anything about the Dallas' new quarterback if he plays?
who is their quarterback?
Ben
Uh,
DiNucci.
he led their boy. He led James Madison to a national championship.
James Madison plays some good football, but
Yeah, he was their quarterback.
yeah, that's D1 double A, but I don't know. We'll see.
Is Albert then in the tie? I'm to be honest.
He has everything a young quarterback would want when they're coming in for their first time ever. You have 3 studs at receiver and you have a stud running back.
Mm-hmm.
You have no excuse. All you gotta do is get them the ball. That's all you gotta do. But
yeah, the only game I would think to flex it with though, like that's on, like, would be the Steelers-Ravens game, because even though this game does stink, it is still for the battle of their division. But the Steelers-Ravens game would be the one I'd flex it with. But the problem is that's a CBS game, and these are Fox games, so you get into all the NFL contract nonsense. So that's why we're stuck watching this game.
Yeah, Phil, who do you think is gonna take that game?
I'm probably gonna go with Philly because I don't think it's even the new quarterback is gonna be the problem. It's that Dallas O-line. They have so many injuries, plus Travis Frederick retired earlier in the offseason. So I think it might be another slaughter for the Cowboys. Maybe the Eagles winning by like 14, maybe 17. So I got Philly.
Okay. What about you, Kenny?
Yeah, I'm rolling with Philly too. Like Phil said, I'm not sure it would have made much of a difference if they had Dalton, but maybe if they did and I saw a little more out of him, it would have changed my mind. But I don't know. I got to go with Philly. Carson Wentz hasn't looked bad lately, and the Cowboys have. So,
right.
Yeah, I'm gonna safely go with the Eagles on this one. I think they just got more than the Cowboys got as far as the key positions. They obviously got the quarterback, which is probably the biggest change in the game, I think, comparing the two teams. But when it comes to defense, I think they're sort of similar. And then obviously they both got O-line problems. So both quarterbacks are going to be running for their lives. So another thing is for the Eagles, I think it's going to be a game where they literally don't have to worry about anything. They win this game, I feel like they've got the playoffs and they're gonna lead the division and get a home playoff game if they win this, to be honest. The only way they mess it up, because Washington won last week. So was Washington got 2 wins?
Yeah.
yes, they do.
The Eagles and the Cowboys.
You see what I'm saying? Like, so all 3 of them got 2, and then the Giants got 1.
I believe so.
Okay.
Why can't we play in that division?
I would love it. The Saints be every year in the playoffs. Going from there, we got the Bears and the Saints. 4-2 against 5-2. A Saints team that is struggling without their number one weapon. And then you obviously got the Bears that really don't know what they're doing at quarterback, because they switch out a quarterback that's kind of playing the same as the one they replaced, and then they have a great defense. So Kenny, who do you think is going to take that game between the Saints and the Bears?
Bears.
Bears.
I mean, I got to pick them too, because I said the Saints are going to finish 9-7 or 8-8, so I got to start losing some games.
He's gonna be like mathematically, like he's gonna be like
Yeah,
week 11. Mathematically, it's still possible, and then he just and it don't
yeah. So
happen.
exactly. So I got to roll with Nick Foles and the boys.
All right. What about you, Phil?
I'm probably gonna have to go with New Orleans because they do have a good defense in Chicago, but I just don't trust that quarterback in Nick Foles. He's great as a sub, but as soon as he like has a good amount of games as starters in, it gets a little shaky. And also Allen Robinson is questionable for this game, so if there's no Allen Robinson, that's
Thank you, Jesus,
for Chicago.
because he's gonna abuse Lattimore anyway. Like I'm so tired of this man. He got his contract year for you, boy, and you playing like hot garbage.
It's gonna be a sneakily close game though. I have the Saints winning by like maybe less than 10. So we'll see how this goes.
Man, you got Akeem Hicks and Khalil Mack.
Right, that's gonna be something.
Drew gonna be running for bro. I don't know if y'all pay attention, but if you ever seen Drew get hit, watch him after the play, bro. He looks like he's about to break to pieces when he gets up off the ground. Like all I hear is Taysom Hill is coming in the game, and I'm gonna turn the TV off. But I think the Saints they take this one. They are quietly finding a safe receiver in Marquez Callaway. He had about 7-8 receptions, and he had 5 the week before the bye week. I like him at the receiver position. I think that's all the Saints need to do is find that guy they could get the ball to and move the ball, because before they didn't have that without Mike. So I'm gonna definitely take the Saints on this one. I think the Saints find a way to get turnovers on defense to take control of the game. I'm not sure what the offense is going to do because that defensive line is absolutely insane. So to be determined. Going from there, we got another great game. Playoff divisional implications. You got 49ers and Seahawks. This is the 5th game, right? That I mentioned?
Nope. Fourth
Fourth game. Okay, all right. So we got the 49ers and Seahawks. I think it's gonna be a really great matchup. If the 49ers can have enough running backs to help them out, because right now they're on their they're on the rookie. They're on the rookie and McKinnon.
Yep.
So they got 2 running backs left out of 4 or 5. So
Tevin Coleman might be activated this week.
Tevin Coleman. So if they got all the running backs, because I know Mostert, he was doubtful, or just out altogether. So going from there, Kenny, who you think is going to take that as far as the 49ers and Seahawks?
Even though they broke my heart and my wallet last weekend, I'm still rolling with Seattle. I don't think they're going to lose 2 in a row. I mean, in San Francisco, they blew out the Patriots last week, but I think that's more a testament to the Patriots than it is the 49ers. Mm-hmm. I don't think Russell Wilson loses 2 games in a row. I don't think he plays that bad 2 weeks in a row.
Okay. What about you, Phil?
I'm gonna have to agree with Kenny on this one. Mm-hmm. Plus, Russell, I think in the 49ers defense is still a little, decimated there. So he's gonna try to take advantage of all the weak spots that were where the injuries were. And plus, side note about the 49ers, I had Jerick McKinnon in fantasy, and I don't know if you guys even saw him on the field last week, but
no, you know where I saw him. Listen. I had him. I had him on my lineup too, right? So this is where I saw him.
You're supposed to be the starter.
They went like this. The camera went by. He was handing the other running back that was on the field water, sitting on the bench with no helmet. That's where he was.
He was supposed to be the starter for that game, and then next thing you know, just
the rookie came in, I guess. I don't know.
Yo,
went off currently.
John O. Smith did the same thing to me, fellas. They took his injury designation away from him, said he was starting, and he had 1 catch for 9 yards. He's supposed to be the starting tight end.
Right.
Yeah.
Killed me.
You never know the game plans either, too. They might come in with a different game plan against somebody involved.
Yeah, but he wasn't even on the field.
He probably was like, I'm ready to go, coach. And they probably were like, you can suit up, but you probably not going to play you.
Yeah. So, going back to that, I am going with Seattle, but I feel like it's going to be just like last week's game against Arizona. It's going to be sneakily close because Jimmy G's starting to roll back up again. And what a game to get back from than facing the terrible Seattle secondary. So I'm guessing it's going to be like maybe a 3-4 point difference between Seattle winning. So I'm going with them.
Okay. For me, this is really tough one. When they play, it's really even all the time. But the Russ we trust. I'm going to bet on him again. I didn't learn my lesson from last week. He's not gonna do it twice in a row. He can't. He can't do it. So I'm gonna go with Seattle. As far as the score and how different it is, I think it's gonna be Seattle by like 10. I think it'll be at least a 2-possession game. Somehow, some way, 9-10 points. Something where the 49ers gotta do some crazy shit at the end of the game to get an onside kick or something wild. But going from there, what else we got? Because that was the 5th game now, right? That was the 5th game.
Nope, that was
Ravens.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah, it was. It was. It hit the Falcons, Panthers, Steelers, Ravens, 49ers.
We didn't pick the Steelers Ravens though.
Yeah, we didn't go after that one.
Oh, we didn't do it.
Right.
My fault to the Steelers and Ravens fans out there. I disrespected y'all. I apologize. So the hottest game of week 8. I don't think any game is going to top it unless this is a disappointing game or it's lopsided. I think this is going to be a straight up defensive game. Take the under. I'm telling you, bro. Take the under. They're going to play so conservative, bro.
I mean, you're probably right to say take the under, but only because I think Pittsburgh's going to roll over Baltimore.
You think?
Yes.
You think they're going to roll over them?
Statement game.
Woo!
Statement game.
All right, man.
Yeah.
I don't know. They just traded for Ngakoue, but I'm not high on Baltimore at all this year. I don't know what it is. They're not popping like they did last year. I think it's because everyone has tape on them. I mean, they're still a good football team, but I don't think they're as dominant as they were. And I think Pittsburgh is back. Juju finally had some catches last week, and they showed, okay, Claypool doesn't need to be our only guy. We can get everybody involved. James Conner's looking productive. Too. Exactly. Deontay Johnson is back. Bud Dupree and TJ Watt are out there killing everything that comes near them. They didn't have Devin Bush last week, but Derrick Henry still didn't explode on them. I mean, I find it hard right now to pick against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah. I'm going to have to go agree with Kenny as well, because this is their first game this year, right? Yep. I think it's going to be one of those things where it's going to be like football rivalry. They're going to take one and then lose the other one. So I'm going to take the Steelers to win this early one, and then the Ravens to take the last meeting. I'm going to have to agree with Kenny on this one.
How dare y'all? Come on, man. Look at the details. Big trust forever.
I'm glad you got him.
We're going with Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens with this one. I got to go against y'all. I'm not going to pick the Steelers. Steelers is hot right now. But I'm going to be different because y'all picked the 2. I'm going to be the opposite one because I got to catch up somehow. So I'm going to take Baltimore Ravens on this one. I think he plays out of his mind. I just think that's what I think. Me personally, I think. But I think the over under is 50. I think. I want to say it's 50. I want to say it's 50, but I'm not sure. But I think Lamar Jackson plays really well because he probably is really eager to play this game and knows how important it is. So I think I'm gonna take Baltimore Ravens with this one.
46.5, by the way.
What'd you say?
46.5.
46.5. That's dangerous numbers right there.
Right.
But that's 23 in that. Whoa, 23 each. I don't know about that one. That's dangerous. That might be an over, to be honest. I was gonna take the outright over for this game, but so we got all the games going right there. Who do you think scores the most out of all the teams this week, as far as the NFL goes?
I wanted to say Tampa Bay because they played the Giants.
We
But I
are
think
DQing the Buccaneers.
Well, I was
Okay.
gonna say no,
Yeah,
no, but the thing was, I wasn't gonna pick them anyways. I think they're gonna get up big so early
yeah.
that they're just gonna run the air out of the ball at the end of the game, so it ain't gonna matter. That's just what I think gonna happen there. But I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I'm gonna say Pittsburgh.
Ooh, that's dangerous stuff right there. That's who you going with?
Yeah, I'm gonna. You know what? I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I said that they're gonna roll. I gotta be a man. I gotta stick with it.
What about you, Phil?
I'm probably gonna have to go with the Chiefs against the Jets because this is a revenge game for Le'Veon Bell. So they're gonna try to run up the score as much as they can to
We're on the
give
same
Bell
page.
opportunity more.
We're on the same page, bro. We're on the same page. And another thing is, before we go to the other segments here, I do have this week is going to be a little sweeter. So, whoever has the best record this week, I'm gonna buy a Funko Pop of one of your favorite players on your team. So whoever has the best, I buy a Funko Pop. It could be Julio, Matt Ryan. I think they got Kelvin. I looked them up, and then obviously, Patriots probably got tons of them. So I
I
think
don't know about tons of them. They ain't got no talent over there no more.
they're gonna have Edelman with the beard out the hair and shit.
Right.
But yeah, I think that's gonna make it a little sweeter. I think that'd be really fun. Obviously add to your collection of the memorabilia you already got. So I think that's really nice. I was going to get a Julio anyway because I was collecting all types of players. So because I got a Kyler right now. What I have a Kyler, Le'Veon, Saquon, Muhammad Ali, and then Mike Thomas right now. So I need to get my collection up, get a little more diverse.
Right.
So going from what'd you say?
You get a Brady one.
Oh man, listen, I'm gonna get the jersey. I'm gonna hold my word.
I didn't mention the jersey. You good with that?
All right. So going from there, man. Kenny, what's going on with your team, man? Do you think they practice situational?
So let me break it down to all you.
I think. Listen, I'm gonna tell you right now.
I gotta break it down to all you armchair quarterbacks.
Before you start, I'm gonna put a little insider for y'all that don't know what goes on in a football practice at college level, whatever, anything higher than high school, because high school really don't work on this. Situational football. If you're in a situation, this is what we're gonna do, no matter what. I guarantee they told that man on the sideline that this is what we're going to do. Or they're like, we're going to try to kick a field goal or run the clock down, get to the 1 yard line, 2 yard line, run the ball 4 times or pass 2 times, run the ball 2 times, whatever it is. So what's your take on that, Kenny? Todd Gurley having a brain fart as he's running forward and at the last second tries to get down and doesn't cost him the game, but leaves too much time for the gunslinger.
I mean, Raheem Morris says that he told Todd Gurley to drop at the 1, and Todd Gurley says he was told to drop at the 1, and he had a brain fart. But let me tell you, dropping at the 1 was not a smart decision, if you ask me. You are losing the football game. I understand what people are saying. Oh, but then you get 4 chances or 3 chances to score a touchdown. You run clock. You kick the field goal. Mm-hmm. Okay, in theory, that sounds good. Except what happens when you get stopped on 1st, 2nd, and 3rd down, and you go to kick the field goal on 4th, and it gets blocked, or you miss it. Now you lose the game by 1, and you had a wide open touchdown that you let go, and now everyone is screaming, "Why didn't you score the touchdown?" So it was really a lose-lose situation. To me, the other team had no timeouts. Right. They had no timeouts and had the ball with a minute left. Your defense is up 6 points. They weren't up 2 points. They're up 6 points. That means the other team had to drive the whole field and score a touchdown. That's on your defense. I'm not blaming Todd Gurley. I'm not blaming anybody else except for our garbage defense that allowed that team to drive the field in a minute and win the game.
So yeah, my take on it, I had to do a little like homework on it because I saw everybody flipping out, blaming Todd. But um, I think the right thing to do is to score because, like you said, you sit there and watch these kicks get shanked left and right. I don't know what happened to the kickers. Like, was there like a seminar to like shock the kickers? Like every 15th kick, you're gonna shank it or something. Because I don't remember kickers being this crazy when we were growing up, like where they're just missing stuff left and right. I do not remember it, but um, then again, they didn't have to move
Went back.
the extra point back and shit. So I think Todd was right by scoring. I feel like from my standpoint because you never know what could happen, and obviously the game is a game of inches. So you get to the 1 yard line, and say you try Matt Ryan tries to jump over the line and the ball slapped. And then the ball gets kicked or punched back. They get the ball back. Time is running. They run out of timeouts, or they try to line up, run a play to get into the end zone again. They bring the kicker out. He misses it. So it's like I think he was right to score. That's definitely on the defense and the DC. The DC. I don't even know what happened on the last drive. Did Kenny Galladay get like 16 catches?
No, he had a couple catches. He had one really big one that cost us. They got him down to like the 3 yard line, and then TJ Hawkinson scored with time expiring.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Jesus. All right, Phil. What about you? What you think of the not
Honestly,
scoring with a minute left, which with your opponent having no timeouts?
honestly, it depends who you trust more. Because in the situation, if Kenny, you're coming from the Falcons fan, who do you trust more in the situation, your kicker or your defense? Because it really depends on which one you trust more. To be honest.
Just because I've watched us lose so many different ways this year, I would say I trust the defense more in the situation because I don't want to have to rely on kicking a kick when I had a touchdown. Because I had a touchdown.
Young Ho, cool.
Oh, I mean, I love Young Ho. Don't get me wrong, Young Wei, but I call him Young Ho too. But I just because they were guaranteed points, like you had it like so. I can't say I can't fix my mouth to say you should have purposely not scored when you had a wide open touchdown.
Yeah, because the worst case scenario, they probably could have brought it down to like maybe 20 seconds and then kick the field goal, but then risk not making the field goal. So it's pretty much on who you trust more, the defense or the kickers. So I'd probably say, yeah, the touchdown was the right call because knowing the Falcons, I don't trust the kicker at all.
Yeah, my mentality as a coach, like if I'm in that situation, bro, Todd score, defense, let's go. Get a stop. No matter if your defense gets 600 yards put on them, I'm scoring the touchdown. You never know. Like if you play good defense, a deflection can happen, intercepted, sack, fumble, like all that stuff can happen. So like, I feel like it was the right decision.
Like Kenny said,
I think people forget we were losing the game. It's like it was tied. We were losing. So you had to score. Like if we were tied, maybe I would be more on the camp of, well, then maybe you play for the because then you can go to overtime. No, we were losing the game. If we didn't score, the game was over. So I can't rock with that.
Like Kenny said, it was a lose-lose situation. So either way.
Yeah. So going from there, man, one of the biggest headlines in all the sports right now, not many sports are going on, but is Antonio Brown, the problem child, the problem man. Business is booming. I don't know what else we got from him. Call God. whatever he said. Man, he's back. Playing the game that he loves, obviously. One of the hardest working players in the league, probably in the last 20 years. Sixth round pick?
Fifth or sixth.
Fifth or sixth.
It might have been a little bit earlier.
And he's heading to the Tampa Bay. To team up with Tom Brady, Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, OJ Howard's out for the season, right?
Yep.
OJ Howard's out for the season. You got Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones is playing out of his mind right now too. He's playing good football. You got Leonard Fournette. You have essentially a offline franchise roster in the Bucks right now. What do you guys think about AB going to the Bucks?
Phenomenal pickup for them. Like, that's just great. And especially with the news today that Chris Godwin has to have surgery on a broken finger, like, you slide right in. And I was watching, I think it was Colin Coward today, said that Bruce Arians was talking to his receiving core this week, and that's what really made him decide to sign AB. And he asked him, like, what percentage is your body at? And Mike Evans said, I'm at 80%. Godwin said, I'm at 80%. Scotty Miller said, I'm at 85%. Like Collinsworth was saying, like, you don't get healthier as a football season goes on. So if these guys are at 80% now, when the playoffs roll around, they'll be lucky to still be at 80%. So you're bringing a fresh AB now who's not even eligible to play until week 9 as it is. I mean, that's just unfair. We only saw one game with Brady and AB last year, but my goodness.
Listen, man, I still follow him on Snapchat and stuff like that, and just watch. I think he still posts on his YouTube channel here and there, but that guy don't stop working. Like he's been practicing or like just running routes, working out. Like he's still in the off season or on the team. So it's gonna be crazy to see him back out there. I'm not gonna be too excited when he's playing against the Saints, but I'm gonna still be happy to see him playing because he's definitely one of the best players to watch playing. So Phil, how you feel about that as far as AB going to the Bucks?
Just nice to see him reunite with Tom Brady, because I was kind of hoping it would be like this year if Brady would actually stay with New England, that he would try to come back to New England with Brady, but he's obviously going to Tampa Bay. Honestly, it's up to Antonio Brown to stay level-headed, make sure nothing stupid happens, and this could be one of the best moves of the NFL season yet. So I expect it to turn out like decent. Like I said, it doesn't depend on Brady or the coordinators. It just depends on how AB is the rest of the year. I see this working out in their favor.
Definitely. I think it's a great move. It's going to be a dangerous move for the NFC South. Hate to see it happen, but I love to see it at the same time. Going from there, man, I was scrolling through my phone. I thought it'd be a great opportunity to talk about Bleacher Report. I don't know how do you guys find them credible? Do you like them?
I like Bleacher Report.
Okay.
Depends on who the writer is. Sometimes I'll give you that.
Yeah. They put up some questionable basketball articles, but
so the list came out for the power rankings for week 8, and they are as read here 10-1. So I'm gonna go from the 10th to obviously the first. At number 10 we got the Bills. 9th we got the Cardinals. 8th we got the Saints. 7th we got the Titans. 6th we got the Bucks. 5th we have the Seahawks. 4th, we have the Ravens. 3rd, we have the Packers. And then 2nd, we have the Chiefs. And not last, but first, we got the Pittsburgh Steelers. Hottest team in football. They're only undefeated, right?
Yep.
Yes, sir.
Only undefeated team standing. So how do you guys feel about the top 10 that I just read off from them? You guys think everybody lays where they should be, or what would you change about it?
Do you want me to just give you my top 10, or because I think they got 1 and 2 right, and then from there I think everything's got to change.
Oh yeah, go ahead. So like, if you think if you got criticism on it, definitely.
Yeah, I'm gonna start from the top to the bottom though.
Okay.
So number 1, I got Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2, I got Kansas City. Number 3, I have Seattle. Number 4, I got Tampa Bay. Number 5, I got Green Bay. Number 6, Tennessee. Number 7, Arizona. Number 8, Baltimore. Number 9, Buffalo. And number 10, San Fran. Yes, you heard that right, Lawrence. There are no Saints in my top 10.
Yo, how I know that was coming though. Who you got at 3?
At 3, I got Seattle.
You got Seattle at 3. He moved Ravens 4th to 8th?
4th to 7th or 8th, yeah, 4th to 8th.
Interesting.
I don't think they're. It's a power ranking, so it's like who's been dominant before, who's going to be dominant moving forward, and I don't think it's them. I don't.
What was he thinking?
Listen, I respect it. I disagree, but I respect it. You know. All right.
I stand by my bias.
I know. I put mine aside. I'll put mine aside. But Phil, how you feeling about that top 10 that I just named? Do you think what would you change about it?
Well, I sort of agree with the bottom half, just the top half. Well, I'm gonna just go off of my top 10 also. I
Mhm.
have the Chiefs at number one because they're still the defending Super Bowl champs, even though the Steelers are the only undefeated team. They
Yep.
still are showing like flashes on offense, and the defense got slightly better.
Hmm.
Steelers are number two. Seattle, Tampa Bay, Green Bay, Baltimore, Tennessee, the Saints, Cardinals, and then Bills. So I just shook up the bottom half a little bit, but
Hmm.
so that's the only part I agree with is the bottom half.
Okay.
So
Okay. I respect it. I respect it, man. I respect it. I like it a lot. For me personally, I'm gonna keep it here. I'm gonna go with the Chiefs at number one, Steelers at number two, Seahawks at number three. I'm gonna go with the Ravens at number four, Bucks at five, Packers at six, Cardinals at seven, Titans at eight, the Saints at number nine, and then I'm gonna keep the Bills at number 10 right now because I don't like how obviously I had them really high and they kind of disappointed me in the last couple weeks. So I think they'll bounce back against the Patriots. I think they'll mollywop the Patriots up and down the field. So I think they'll come back.
Y'all really like Pittsburgh, like Kansas City over Pittsburgh after what you've seen this year.
hey, you gotta to be the best.
Yeah, it's just like, bro, it's like if you really I turn their game on every week, bro, and they are just unstoppable on offense. It's ridiculous.
They play this year.
I don't know. They might.
That'd be a hell of a game for Le'Veon then.
No, I don't know. Now that you say that,
If they do, that'd be very interesting. That'd probably be game of the year.
I'm trying to think of what division they play this year.
Maybe they don't.
I can't tell you. I don't think they do off the top of my head. But regardless, I just Pittsburgh has a better defense than they do, and their offense ain't no slouch. But we'll see.
But it ain't the Chiefs.
Oh, their offense ain't the Chiefs, not at all. Chiefs defense ain't the
Nah,
Steelers.
nah,
So
they
I can
don't
say
play
the
this.
same thing.
They don't play this year.
Damn.
Yeah, they don't. It's gonna be, man. It's a lot of their back half. Their back half of the schedule is really decent. The Chiefs, so they got opportunity to make the run that we already know they're gonna make. So, yeah. So I'm like I said, I'm not gonna be biased. Saints have been really disappointing this year as far as just the overall dominance. So I'm gonna keep them at the bottom half of that list. I think they're interchangeable. I give wiggle room 9 to 11, 9 to 12. You can, based on what you rank, what you used to see, not having their pieces. I think the Titans really got exposed when it comes to a person that they're probably going to see in the playoffs if they want to make it that far, and your number one weapon gets absolutely doesn't. 70 yards is good for some people, but not for him for what we see. So I think I kind of think the Ravens been. What did they have a bye week last week?
Yeah.
Yes, they did.
All right, so that's why they've been quiet. I was just about to say they've been quiet, but
Yeah.
obviously,
That offense has been a little iffy with the Ravens.
yeah. I feel like they just need more receivers.
Dez
And
Bryant.
yeah, they got Des Bryant. He said he was crying. So that's a good point. That's a good point. That's one of the things I have written in my notes. I didn't put it in the notepad here, but what do you guys think about the signing of Des Bryant and Des Bryant being back in the league?
I mean, I think Dez was already on the second half of his career as it is,
Mhm.
but I don't think they really need a superstar receiver there right now because I mean, Mark Andrews is a great number one target. Marquise Brown's stretches the field for them. So Des Bryant is really the perfect kind of receiver for them because he's going to be the route runner guy. He's going to be their in between guy. He doesn't need to be a deep threat. So I think that this is actually the perfect situation for the second half of his career.
Definitely. I'm really, like I said, I'm really excited just how AB's back in the league and Dez was. I think I don't know. Well, he did have the Achilles, which kind of put the kind of started with the nail in the coffin for him, because I think he was on his way back in, and then he had that happen. So it's definitely good to see him back. I'm really excited to see if he actually plays in the next couple of weeks because he's only on the practice squad. I think it's a prove it type thing too.
Yeah.
They're gonna see how he does. He's got to play against Humphrey and Jimmy, and those guys ain't slouches. They're big guys, they're physical, and they talk a lot of shit. So gonna see if they get him under his skin. What about you, Phil? What do you think about Des Bryant being back?
Yeah, like I said, like Kenny said, and you guys said, I mean, it's a good prove it deal just to see if he still has it or not. I mean, they're not looking for him to be like the Dallas guy,
Mhm.
the main weapon. They're just looking for him to be at least somewhat reliable, which I think in this point in his career he still can be.
Mhm.
Maybe a good amount of yards, a couple clutch catches here and there. I think he's able to prove that once he gets off the practice squad. So it's just we'll wait and see.
Nice. So all right, so going from there, just in closing here, we talked about the power rankings. Who do you guys think is the more dominant conference right now, from the standpoint of just having overall teams? We're not going to do by division because we have a boulder or anvil on the ankle of the NFC with the NFC East.
We
So
haven't
who do you guys think is more dominant, Phil? Who do you think is more dominant, AFC or NFC, thus far, coming up to week 8?
I'm probably gonna go with. I'll probably say the NFC because they already have a. If you have 4 loaded teams in one division, that's already crazy enough with the NFC West. Plus, other teams like the Bucks, also the NFC South, those teams can be easily loaded as well. So I'm gonna have to go with them because usually the NFC always has the most talent every year, in my opinion. But it's because I mean the AFC is possible catching up, but I just see the MC being the best this year so far,
Okay.
talent wise.
What about you, Kenny?
I think I was really torn on this, but I think I gotta go with the AFC just because their top is so strong. Like with Pittsburgh and Kansas City, they're really interchangeable at 1 or 2, and that's not really a debate, I feel. So I'm picking those two against anyone in the NFC as it is. And then even like the next best team in the AFC is probably Tennessee. I mean, I would still take like Seattle, Green Bay, and Tampa over them, but they can compete with them. So I just think that the AFC is their top is so good that it's up for the rest of it, whereas the NFC's bottom is so bad that the
Yeah.
top of the NFC can't make up for it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. Ooh, I'm trying to think here. That is a good point. We kind of we got the loaded teams with the wins, but are they better talent wise? Could they go and beat people in the AFC? I don't know. You got the NFC West, NFC East is trash. South is decent right now. Yeah, I'm gonna go with you make a good point. You make a convincing point with that with the AFC. Because they're like marquee, their top 4 are really, really good. You got what? Steelers, Chiefs, Ravens, Titans.
Yep.
But then you got the Packers, Seahawks, Bucks. Nah, that is a good point. Out of the top 10 that they gave is pretty much AFC. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the AFC on this one. Kenny, you make a good point on that, on the comparison between the top and the bottom. So, oh man. Lastly here, got another one. Going forward, I don't think we touched on it last week or the week before. When did Dak get hurt? 2 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. So
Weeks ago.
yeah, so as far as his contract coming forward, do you think the Cowboys will offer him a new contract coming off of this? Because he's gonna be walking. He's gonna be probably training again February. January, February.
I believe that they will offer a new contract, but I feel like just know how Jerry Jones is. I feel like they're gonna lowball him because of the injury.
Mm-hmm.
I have that bad feeling where they say all this stuff and said, "Oh, we love Dak, we trust in Dak," but I feel like they're not going to give him the exact contract he wants and just going to lower it a bit due to they're going to use the big injury as an excuse to give him a lower contract. So I think they are going to give him a contract, but not the one he really wants, to be honest.
Yeah.
Dak's going to be playing on a franchise tag again next year because the Cowboys are going to try to lowball him because he got hurt, and he's going to say, "Look how bad you were when I got hurt." So it's that the injury is going to be the point for both of them to try to get their way in negotiations. He's going to look at it as, "You guys can't play without me, so give me more money." And Jerry Jones is going to say, "Well, you didn't play last year, so I can't really give you all this money, Dak."
I mean, do we see Dak going somewhere else though?
They're going to franchise tag him. He ain't going to be able to go nowhere else.
We could do that 2 years in a row.
Yeah, they're going to Kirk Cousins him.
Yeah, you can do it for 2 years and that's it, I think.
Yep. It's going to be up to Dak if he wants to play on it or not, but they're going to Kirk Cousins him.
Because he gets all the money from this year, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so he gets all that money. All right, man. I'm looking forward to this week. As far as just the big games that coming up, is a lot of good divisional games again. The NFL is coming back to back with bangers again. In closing here, what's your favorite game this week that you're highlighting outside of the Steelers and Ravens? Because everybody's gonna be tuned in. Everybody's gonna be tuned into that one. Is that at 4:25 or no?
That is a 1 o'clock game.
1 o'clock game. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go with the 49ers and Seahawks because those games recently has always been a classic and down to the wire.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the 49ers have a lot of injuries, I still feel like that's gonna be a close and exciting game. So I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Okay. What about you, Kenny?
My boys are on prime time, so I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait.
Hot garbage,
nothing. It's going to be fun. Listen, it's always fun watching our offense play. Now we get to do it on national TV, prime time, fun.
Y'all get this win, man. Go 2-6, bring down the Panthers to 3-5, get some comfortable room down there, get some separation. You feel me? But for me, I think my game to watch that I'm really interested in is the Raiders and the Browns. I'm liking Raiders football. I don't know, man. Like Gruden's got them just playing really good. I feel like they need a pass rush. That's all they're missing. They need a pass rush, and then
almost like they had one of the best pass rushers in the league.
Oh, that was seismic though, because if he's still there,
they brought in Josh Jacobs. Yeah,
none of that stuff happens. So like, you still ain't got no running back, no receiver. You got no Henry Ruggs, none of that.
So we sort of did a good deal. I'll say B+ maybe. The trade maybe B.
Oh yeah, I mean, looking back on it today, it's like it was a good trade. At the time, it was like, "Are you nuts?" But I mean, Gruden knew he had 10, right, and he knew he had 10 years, so he knew he could blow it up early, and it wouldn't make a difference. So, I mean, I respect him. He's got his guys there, and we're seeing that they're 3-3 now. Like, all right.
Yeah, because I mean, when Gruden got his contract, it was a 10-year contract. I feel like the fairest way to to value or grade his contract is like around year 4 or 5, halfway through. Because if you say he's trash year 2 or 3, you're not giving him a real fair shot. But
yeah, because he's not getting his guys.
Yeah, at least give him to the halfway mark, like year 4, 5, 6, and then you could try to see if it was a good contract or not to give Gruden. So I think he's doing decent so far.
Right, you got to treat this like a college job. Like usually in the NFL, you can judge a coach early, but when you have a 10-year deal, like he did, like a full college rebuild. Like I'm bringing in my guys, so you got to give him like 3 to 4 years before, like when he recycles his talent in.
Yep.
Yeah. All right, you guys got any closing remarks for week 8?
Oh, nothing to do with football, but shout out to Lawrence for the lighting in my studio, especially. We did a little money in the budget. We took out some of Kenny's hot take budget into mine. So
oh yeah, that reminds me, Kenny, give us a hot take for week 8.
Ooh, hot take. You know, a hot take that I forgot to mention on the podcast. I'm gonna say it now.
Okay.
Here's my hot take for the year. I mentioned it in our group chat a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
The best rookie quarterback today, yesterday, tomorrow, and will be for the rest of their career out of this draft class was not Joe Burrow, it's Justin Herbert.
Oh no, I don't think that's a hot take because they're competing for rookie of the year.
I know. That's why I should have said it 3 weeks ago when I wanted to say it when it was really hot.
Man, true.
Because I wanted to say it right after it came in the first week.
All right, man. You gave us a lukewarm take. That's not.
All right, wait. Let me get another hot take.
We gotta finish. We gotta close this out strong.
Hot take?
We
want a hot take?
Yeah, we need a hot take. Come on, man.
Phil, you'll be happy with this one. The Patriots are going to beat the Bills by 10 points this weekend.
Definitely happy with that one. It's possible.
Vegas got 3.5. 3.5 Buffalo. No way.
I mean, the Bills.
Buffalo didn't score a touchdown against the New York Jets defense last week.
Yeah, they've been off for like 3 weeks. The Bills offense. I
mean, listen. Cam had COVID. We don't know what the lasting effects are. So maybe this will be his third week without it now. Maybe he's coming back into his own. I'm telling you. Watch New England this week. Bet the house on them.
All right.
But don't come after me if they come foreclosing on you because you can't afford the mortgage.
All right, man. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate Kenny and Phil again. We've been really consistent with this. We're gonna keep this rolling. Like I said, I really appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I appreciate Kenny and Phil for being consistent. It means a lot in a world of people where people are not consistent with things they want to do. So I want to thank you guys again. This concludes the episode of Inspired by True Events Sports Podcast. See you later.